Hello everybody, it has been a long time no see. I will give a little bit of a life update at the end, but today's video is going to be about 5 sort of anti-Trump, sort of anti-Trump administration books that can sort of help you fight against not just this administration, but just fight against these societal problems in general. These are some of my favorite nonfiction social justice reads from the last few years. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 books right here, and we're just gonna dive right in. I highly recommend all of these. I'm also gonna leave links in the description of where you can purchase all of these books. I'm no longer using my Amazon affiliate account because I don't want to support Amazon, so I'll just be leaving links from different small businesses where you can buy these books. I bought this at Trident Booksellers, just as an example, which is a small business. And if y'all have any questions about these books, you can obviously let me know in the comments. And yeah, we're just gonna get right into it. So the first book I want to talk about is a really short read, but I love this. This is genuinely a book that has impacted my life so much, and it is called Never Again by David Hogg and Lauren Hogg. They were two survivors of the shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. This is written by both of them, about how they processed what happened and also how they sort of used that experience and transform that into the community that they built, and also everything else that they've built, like the March for Our Lives, and how they have channeled that into being just an amazing group of young people that are working towards seeing the change that they want to see. David Hogg has gone on to have a huge influence on the DNC, not just Florida politics, but US politics period, and supported a lot of pro-gun control candidates all over the country, and I think that's amazing. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Maxwell Frost. I actually heard him speak at a Dems town hall recently. He was also someone who was a survivor of the shooting, and the reason why he ran for office was because he didn't want to get shot in school, and obviously that's really sad. No one should deal with that, but I love that they were able to obviously take time to recover, and also be like, okay, what's next? There's no other option. And I've always thought eventually a lot of the kids that have experienced these shootings would eventually be old enough to run for office and to do all these different things to fight against anti-gun control legislation and politicians. So this was not only, I don't know if inspiring is the right word, I feel like that's not very appropriate for this book. It was eye-opening, and I also just felt, I don't know, I feel like I'm already pretty involved in my local community. I volunteer and do different things with my church, and I also do filming trainings. I call my representatives, but I feel like this was a book. I feel like this is a book that everybody needs to read, especially if they are not doing any community organizing work in their community, or maybe they've been on the fence. This is definitely the book that can get you to do that. I feel like this is one of those books where it kind of truly hits you in a way where it's fuck, I have to do something. I feel like sometimes when certain pieces of content kind of handhold people into taking action, and this is not that book. And yeah, it's also just really well written, considering the fact that both of these two people are very young. And yeah, it's only 100 something pages. I think I read this in 3 days, because when I lived in Boston, I would read on the train a lot to and from work and wherever I was going. I think I read this in 3 days. Yeah, highly recommend this. Yeah, it retails for only $10 too, so. Next is also pretty short. I just realized we're going from shortest to longest book. It is called How to Resist Amazon and Why. I think we all know at face value Amazon is bad, but this truly shows you Amazon and Jeff Bezos have truly been a cancer to not just American society, but the entire world. It is written by Danny Kane, who is the co-owner of the Raven bookstore. It's a small business bookstore, and he talks about how Amazon has affected his business as well as other small bookstores, and also goes into like the poor working conditions at a lot of the Amazon factories and such, and how they break down unions, and also talking about Ring cameras and just breaking it down. Obviously, I have done a lot of highlighting and tabbing. I highly recommend this book. Again, it's only like 100 something pages. You could finish this in a few days. I think I finished this in less than a week. Thoroughly recommend. And it also gives you, because y'all know I love good call to action, it gives you a list of things that you can do to help fight against Amazon, as well as supporting the employees. And yeah, next is, I finished this at like the tail end of last year. It's Abortion, Our Bodies, Their Lies, and the Truths We Use to Win by Jessica Valenti. Also, obviously thoroughly enjoyed this. If it looks like I'm studying for the biggest test of my life, that means I enjoyed the book. This book is amazing. I think I was in a space where I was kind of feeling very discouraged by everything going on in the world when I read this. So I love that I was able to not only learn, but be motivated by everything that Jessica Valenti said. This is in part, I would say it's like a history book, because it goes into like anti-abortion legislation and how the Republican Party has been working on this for literally forever, and also gives a lot of modern day examples, a lot of statistics. There's a bunch of citations at the end as well, and suggestions if you want to continue reading about the topic after. So yeah, and also I think it's really good to know important information about abortion and abortion rights, because a lot of times when you do find yourself like debating or talking to people that are pro-life, pro-birth, they will try to come at you with misinformation, whether they know it is or not, and it's good to sort of be able to counter that a bit. I find that that's very useful. That doesn't mean they're going to believe you, but it's still useful. And last but not least, Why We're Polarized by Ezra Klein. Ezra Klein is a journalist. He has a podcast. He has written for the New York Times, Vox, very intelligent human being. He's a little too moderate for me sometimes. I'm not as to the left as some people I know, but I do feel like sometimes when I read some things that he says, I'm like, I'm not that moderate. But the book is basically about how we have become a very polarized country in terms of politics, obviously, and how we got there, and also how this has been a long time coming. And he talks about how like the American political system isn't broken, it is working the way that it's supposed to. Breaking down the sort of American political identity crisis and different things, as you can see on all of these. Obviously this is on the longer end of all the books that I recommended, but it's pretty easy. And if there's any there is some political language and jargon in here, but usually if there's like a word that you probably don't hear in your everyday life unless you literally work at the freaking Capitol Hill, he'll like define it or provide a bit of context. I really enjoyed this book and I highly recommend it, and also some action items in it at the end. I don't think there's any book on this list that doesn't have like a call to action at the end, because for me it's like learning is amazing and important, but I'm also like, my brain is always like, what do I do with this information? Like, what's next? I think it's just like the organizer in me. So yeah, that is all 4 of the books. Highly recommend these. I believe you can find them wherever you buy books. Please shop small if you can. If you don't have like a small bookstore near you, definitely try to support one online. I highly recommend Trident Booksellers, which is where you can get these 2. It's one of my favorite small businesses in Boston. Thank you all so much for watching. Also, a quick life update. I know I've been posting shorts, but not as many sit-down videos. That is because I'm kind of trying to figure out, I feel like I've been doing better than I have in the past with my YouTube channel, where like there's a life change and then I'm like, how do I incorporate like content creation into this? But I've been preparing to go to graduate school. I'm not gonna say like where yet, or maybe like not at all. It'll still be in North Carolina, So I'm just preparing for that. I've also had a part-time job. I feel like in the beginning of this year, I was posting a lot of vlogs while I was job searching, and now I have a part-time retail job, which has been keeping me busy, as well as trying to figure out like where I'm gonna live and everything like that. This is obviously a very exciting life change because I worked really hard. I don't know if y'all have applied for graduate school, but it's a lot of work. It's also expensive. Why do we have to pay application fees? Why do I have to pay $100 when I might not even get in? Like, there were schools that I paid like literally almost $100 for the application fee or whatever, and then I didn't even get in, and it's like, can I get it back? Like, I don't know what the point of that was. Maybe it went towards pencils or something. I don't know, probably not. But that is super exciting, but also like a lot of work because I'm probably gonna tour some apartments in the coming weeks. I'm a very proactive person, so I also try to remind myself, like, you're already ahead. Like, there's people that are just now applying, and I not only know where I'm gonna go, I already have like my financial aid figured out. I am now just focusing on like the nitty-gritties, you know, like classes, housing, stuff like that. So it's exciting, but it's also a lot. So that's where my life is. My mental health's been doing pretty well actually, but also sometimes I just get like caught up in everything going on, and also trying to like work out and like eat healthy. I've been reading a lot and just trying to like be a full functioning human in addition to like work and school and everything. Trying to be like a well-rounded person, I guess. So there'll definitely be some changes on this. Not a ton of changes. I think my main intent going forward, and it'll probably just be better, like what works for me is to probably post like, because like it's not hard for me to post YouTube shorts. It's a lot easier for me to edit and upload those pretty regularly. Like I usually post like 2 to 3 YouTube shorts a week, and those do really well views wise. Like my like low views on shorts is like a couple hundred views versus like on long form videos where it's a lot lower, which is also improved. But I think I'll also I'll do a lot of the short form stuff more regularly, and then I'll do long form like a video like this, or like I post on Substack sometimes, and putting less pressure on myself to do that a lot because it takes more time to do. So I'll probably post a video like this more on a sort of monthly basis, because I really enjoy doing these videos like this and also videos about like politics and culture. But I want to be able to like put less pressure to be like once a week or da-da-da, and feel like, okay, we're gonna like not put pressure on that and actually give myself the freedom to like take time with it, do my research. Because like if I'm talking about a topic like that's related to like the Senate or a specific social issue like abortion, I want to make sure that I do my research. I don't want to like tell you guys the wrong thing or something, and have that be more of something that we can slowly prepare and slowly consume. So yeah, school, been busy, and yeah, that's the plan for content. I think that'll work for everybody, I guess. And thank y'all so much. I've definitely seen an increase in not just like subscribers, but like engagement. And I love this like little community we have on here. So yeah, thanks y'all so much for watching and supporting me, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Also be sure to follow me on like Instagram, Substack, everything down below. Okay, bye.